Hello everyone, welcome back to my Gyan Kane. So today we are at third part of chemical metals and non-metals. So in this video we'll be discussing about chemical properties of metals. This is the first part of chemical properties, which is reaction of metal with oxygen. So what happens when metal reacts with oxygen? So whenever a metal reacts with oxygen, a metal oxide is formed. So let's see about different metals and how they react. So not all metal will react with oxygen with the same amount, with same reaction. They will react differently depending on their reactivity. So what we mean by this? So let's take our first example, in which reaction of sodium and potassium with oxygen. Okay, let's write the equations first. We have Na plus O2 giving Na2O, and potassium plus oxygen O2 gives K2O. So we see that sodium reacts with oxygen at room temperature. How we represent room temperature at in a chemical equation? So we know that whenever we are providing heat, we either write the symbol of triangle or we write heat. But in this case, we have not written anything, that is, it is at room temperature. But if you still want to specify it, you can still write room temperature on the reaction, but it is not that necessary, so you can just remove it. So what is happening is that sodium and potassium are both reacting with oxygen at room temperature. They are reacting at room temperature and they are forming their respective oxides. Na forms Na2O and K forms K2O, sodium oxide and potassium oxide. So what, and the another thing is they react very vigorously. Vigorously means very strongly. They are like very dangerous. Let's say that they react vigorously with oxygen. That is why these are kept in kerosene to prevent combustion. Combustion means burning of something in the presence of oxygen, but these are kept in kerosene to prevent it from combustion and to prevent any accidental fires. Because even at room temperature, when we take sodium metal at room temperature, it will start burning. So this means that these are very strong. These are very strong. Potassium and sodium. So we will just write something like Na and K on top. Potassium and sodium are on top for now. Now let's take our second one. So our second is calcium. So calcium reacts with oxygen to form calcium oxide. So now calcium also reacts with oxygen at room temperature, but it does not react vigorously. That it is not that dangerous. It reacts with calcium oxide, but it just forms a thin layer of it, calcium oxide on top of calcium. And for it to burn, we need to provide heat. Now third is magnesium, zinc and aluminum. All of these react with oxygen. To form their respective oxides, such as MgO for magnesium, ZnO for zinc and Al2O3 for aluminium. Okay. So when magnesium reacts with oxygen, MgO is formed. When Zn reacts with oxygen, zinc reacts with oxygen, ZnO is formed. And when aluminium reacts with oxygen, Al2O3 or aluminium oxide is formed. So we need to provide heat for this also. So what we see, potassium and calcium, sodium and potassium and sodium reacted with oxygen even at room temperature vigorously. Calcium reacted with oxygen at room temperature, but it was not that vigorous. When we provided some amount of heat, then it started burning. Then we had magnesium. So magnesium does not burn or does anything at room temperature. It just forms a thin layer of oxide similar to calcium. It forms a thin layer of oxide, magnesium oxide. And when we give strong amount of heat, then it forms its oxide, MgO. So we can say that Mg is less reactive than calcium. And we saw that aluminium and zinc are something similar. So let's just write Mg aluminium and zinc on the same level. Okay, now we have iron, and now we have iron. When iron reacts with oxygen, it neither reacts on strong heating, it neither reacts on prolonged heating. We need red hot iron. Special condition for iron, which is red hot iron. So we need hot iron as well to react with oxygen with strong amount of heating to form Fe3O4. Sorry, Fe2O3. So we can say that Fe is even less reactive. So you are getting something with reactivity. We have sodium and potassium at highest reactive, then we have calcium, then we have magnesium, aluminum, zinc, and Fe. So in the next part, we'll be doing metal plus water. Metal plus water, in which we'll also be able to determine such simple type of a table or a reactivity series. Then we will get something which we call a reactivity series, which have all the metals arranged in decreasing order according to their reactivity.